Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. And as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I have another special video. I have another guitar for sale. As with most of the guitars I get, because the ones that I get that I don't like and don't meet my inspection, I don't pass them on to you guys. I send them back. And I've had to do that on a couple occasions because just didn't fit my criteria, you know. So those go back, and then the ones that fits, you know, my standards, I sell or I keep. And this is a tip when I'm planning on keeping the guitars. As soon as I get it, I like it, feels good, I'll put new strings on. And that's exactly what I did for this one. I put new strings on this 08, because that's what I play. And I adjusted the action. It wasn't high at all, but I just lowered it as low as I can go. Then I realized that it sounds, because like I told you guys, now the guitars that I keep must have a unique sound to them, like no other sound in my guitar collection. And this one sounds very close to my Les Paul copy. So I decided to part with it because, again, if I don't discipline myself, I have 60 guitars up in hand. Half of them sound the same. You know, as you get older, you get a little bit wiser. So, you know, with deep regret, I'm going to sell this one because this guitar is beautiful. It's a Jay Turser 335 copy. It's hard to find Jay Turser 335 copies. You can find the Strat copies all day long. You can find the Tellys all day long. You can even find the hollow body jazz boxes, not all day long, but every other day. These you find maybe once every 6 months. The very first one that I got was like maybe 3 years ago. And my daughter car needed some major repairs, so I ended up having to part with it. I did not want to sell that guitar. But of course, your babies come first. So I sold it. And then I got another one that again sounded too much like another one in my collection. Then I got this one sounds too much like another one. But that's the only reason why I'm going to part with this one, because it sounds very similar to my Les Paul copy. Other than that, I will keep it because there's absolutely nothing wrong with this guitar. It's in excellent condition. I don't even think there's any really scratches on this thing. And it feels good. It sounds good. It looks great, you know. So I'm going to part with it. And my price, or my asking price, would be $299. And that's a steal for plus $60 shipping and handling. $299, so that's $359. $299 is a steal for 335 copies. These guitars normally go for like $400-500. If you don't believe me, do your research. Now you're gonna find some cheap ones, like, well, I'm not gonna mention their names, but you can find them for like $300 new, and they cheap, you know. Out of all the copies, the Strats, the Tellys, the Jazz Box, I believe the 335 is the most sought after and the most expensive. And there's very many reasons why these guitars are more expensive than most. One is because of just the craftsmanship. And this guitar feels great. It has a nice weight to it. It sounds good. And the tuning pegs are the smoothest pegs I've ever felt. When I start to turn these, they were so smooth. I'm like, is this thing broke? Because I've never had any one of my tuning pegs tune this smoothly. And what I realized, you know, as you get older, the better tuners you have, the better your guitar stay in tune. If you got shitty tuners, you're going to be tuning this thing up every couple of seconds, or should I say every couple of times a day if you're playing for long periods of time. But tuning pegs on this is great. Tuned it yesterday, put my tuner on there, everything is still tuned. You know, because normally when you get a guitar, it might take a couple of days to adjust to the new home, the new humidity, the new air situation. So it tends to start moving, the neck start kind of moving, and the tuning ain't locked, but this one is locking. I'm going to stick it up to the camera in a minute, but I hate to part with this one. And if I don't get a sale within like 2 days, I'm actually going to keep this. Because I told you there usually are exceptions. Sometimes I just keep them. And if I don't get rid of it, I'm going to keep it. It's like, it's no sweat. Nobody wants this great deal. I'm definitely taking it because, again, you go on eBay Reverb right now, a good 335 copy going to set you back at least $450, $500. $299. This is a heck of a deal, especially for the condition this one's in. This one is in excellent condition. There's nothing wrong with this guitar. You can, for the most part, you can't go wrong when you purchase a Jay Turser. Every blue moon, just because I guess the law of average, you're gonna find one or two that ain't to your liking, or there's something wrong with it. But I would say 98% of the Jay Tursers that I get, I don't have to send back. Love them, keep most of them. If they don't sound like another guitar in the collection, I usually keep them. If they do, I end up parting with them. But out of all the guitar brands I've ever played, and I've played thousands of guitars, I mean literally thousands of guitars, I would rank Jay Turser number one. Now, a lot of people would debate me all day long about, what about Gibson? What about Fender? What about, and all that. And it's like, they good. I'm not knocking them. I'm not trashing them. You get what you pay for, Les Paul's are some great guitars. Fender Stratocasters are some great guitars, you name them. But for the money and for the quality, you can't beat Jay Turser. Like I told you, I can make that statement, and it's a personal statement, but I can make it because I've played thousands of guitars. I mean, thousands. I've owned hundreds, but I played thousands. And out of all of those, if I had to walk away with just one guitar maker, Jay Turser, baby, And this is not, I'm endorsing Jay Turser or they paying me, because they're not. I'm just telling you what I know and how I feel when I play a guitar, because I'm going to try to make this long story short, but I think it's important. When we first start to play, we don't know shit about guitars. We don't know nothing about the quality. We just know my hero plays a Les Paul, so therefore I want one. And you can't go wrong with that. I'm like, if you can get one, great. But most of us right out the gate ain't getting that. My first guitar was a shitty-ass Tasco. Then my second was a shitty-ass something else. Then the third one was a decent guitar. And what I realized now that I didn't then throughout the years was first and foremost in picking a guitar is feeling good. Not what it looks like. Not what pickups in there. Not whose name up there. What country did it come from? Does it feel good? It's the action to your liking. 99% of you guys, because I did a video and I polled you guys, you like low action or high? 99% said low. 1% said high. One do. So that says a lot, because the lower it is, the more comfortable it is to play, and you feel good playing. Because you feel good when your guitar feels good and you're playing. It's like, hey, just feeling good, and I'm feeling good with it. But when it's all high and jacked up, I can't wait till the song is so old. Shit, it's the F chord, holding it. Oh, come on. All right, back to another chord. Really. But we've been sold the marketing deal as far as get your hero's name guitar. Your hero plays a Les Paul, therefore you get one. But what most people don't realize, the superstars like George Benson and other artists, and I just picked him, but a lot of them, most of them, you see them just playing one guitar, like, Prince and the lady start playing various ones. We play Horner for the longest. Most of us don't realize that the record company or the music guitar companies, when those guys become famous, they come to them and say, hey, you already playing that guitar. We're going to give you $1 million for maybe 5 years to endorse our guitars. Every time you sing in public, you only sing in public with our guitar. Now, what you do in the studio or off camera, you can play whatever you want. And they also give them guitars for free. So your millionaire hero don't have to pay shit. With you, bro, dude, paycheck to paycheck, you putting your $2,000 guitar on layaway, and you're paying on it, then you finally get it out, And most of us get suckered into that. In my early years, if I had enough money, I would have been suckered into that. But I got older and wiser and realized that, hey, first and foremost is this action got to be low. Got to feel good to play. Because as far as it sounding good, most guitars do. But if they don't, you can fix that in the mix or with EQ and pedals and all that kind of stuff. You're going to end up treating your guitar sound anyway when you're in the studio. You're never ever going to walk into the studio and play a dry ass guitar. No reverb, no compression, no chorus, no delay, no echo. It's extremely rare that you walk in and play a dry ass guitar. Now you might play it dry in the recording, but when it comes to the mix down, the engineer is going to hook you up. He's going to put reverb on it. He's going to compress it so it sounds like a guitar in a record, as opposed to it sounds like a dude just sitting in his living room playing, you know. So I thought that was important to mention that kind of stuff, because the beginners and even avid players that are not professionals don't realize that stuff. You know, as far as the endorsements and, you know, again, your hero don't pay a dime for his guitar, and then he get $1 million to endorse it, and then you bad because he playing it, but you got to pay for it, and you help paying for him not to pay for it, you know. But again, I'm gonna stick it up to the camera in a minute. But $299, $60 shipping and handling. Unfortunately, I can't ship to California because it costs too much and it takes too long now. But anywhere else in the country, $60 shipping and handling. United States Postal, you get tracking, so you can track your guitar or your package to know the day that it's showing up or the day that it's not. So, and also signature required too, so they're not just going to leave it on your doorstep. They're going to ring your bell, and when you show up or somebody in your house show up, they sign for it and you take it. So I'm going to stick it up to the camera. So again, this is usually how it works, and I'm gonna tell you this. Normally the guitars that I sell, they go within 2 days. So if you look at this today and some come back next week, it's gonna be gone. I 100% guarantee you it's gonna be gone, because I told you if it doesn't sell in 2 days, I'm keeping this. You know, we got another stimulus check coming in the next couple of weeks, so I'm like, hey, I can keep this. Even without a stimulus check, I can keep this. But I'm like, I'm getting that, you know, the $1,200, so if nobody buys it, I keep it. And what's so cool about the 335 is it has the size of a hollow body, but it has the thinness of a solid body, because it's semi-hollow. And it feels good to play. I mean, it's a guitar that actually just feels good to have in your hand, you know, under your hand, you know. And it sounds great, because what I'm gonna do is, and I almost forgot about this, I'm going to stick or insert, you know, just me playing a little clip of me playing this without any musical background or cover stuff, so you can hear the timbre. I mean, this thing sounds great. It has a beautiful, warm tone to it. And like I told you, I put it on 8s, you know, and it's just basically all the string brand I play. Every now and then, if I get a Fender guitar with Fender strings on it, I just keep them on there. But usually Ernie Balls, extra slinky. I've been playing these since the 80s, late 70s. Ernie Ball, love the guitar strings. They feel good to play. And it's 08s. The gauge is nice. I play 8s because I play for long periods of time, and it just feels good to play 8s. 9s I can live with. 10s are totally out of the question, with the exception I got 10s on one of my jazz guitars for that thicker, really thick tone. But I don't do no hardcore strumming with that guitar. It's just usually, you know, some jazz chords and, you know, some bar chord stuff. But I would not try to do any funky stuff on that guitar because them strings are too thick. But for these other guitars, you know, I do a lot of strumming and funky stuff with them, so I need some thinner gauge strings. So I'm going to sign off now. Like I told you, if you're interested, say, hey, Morris, man, I want it. And I'll tell you if you, you know, because look across the screen right now. If you see soul, it's gone. If you don't see soul up in the header, it's still there. So when you see this and it don't say soul, just leave me a comment, say, Morris, man, I want to grab it right now. Then I respond, say, grab it. You submit your money, $359. And then I put soul across the header there, so anybody that's inquiring about it at that point realize that it's gone, long gone now, you know. So again, my PayPal information is right down there. You know, once you show an interest, say, hey, I want this, you know, can I grab it now? You say grab it, and then I will again put the soul sign up there. Like I said, if nobody takes this, because this is beautiful, man. Beautiful tobacco stain color. I love that little, whatever they call that thing up there. The crest. Again, I got nothing but praise for Jay Turser guitars. I got turned on to Jay Turser guitars about 6 years ago, and I haven't ran across any other guitar maker that come even close. I bought an Ibanez, and I haven't bought an Ibanez since the early 80s, and it was a Strat copy. But I bought a Jazz box, and it was garbage. You know, now I'm sure that the George Benson model feels good to play, but the one that I bought was garbage. I don't even know if that was wood on the guitar because it didn't feel like wood. And I paid like $400 for that guitar, far more than what I paid for the Jazz box that I have for Jay Turser. And I love that guitar. I told my wife, between my white telly, cream telly, and my Jazz box, when I die, stuff both of them in my casket because I'm taking them with me. You know, but again, I got nothing but praise for Jay Turser guitars. That Ibanez was a nightmare. 2 minutes into having that guitar, I contacted the seller and said, "This is going back tomorrow, man. This feels like shit. It feels like shit." You know, but I'm gonna sound off again. $299, $50 or $60 shipping and handling, so that's $359. It'll go out the very next business day, packed up with bubble wrap and all protected and everything. No case. Just thought I mentioned that. So I'm gonna sign off now. Until next time, take care and thanks for watching.